So, what do you know about Cleveland? What y'all know about Cleveland? Huh? Huh? What you know about Cleveland? What you know about Cleveland? What you know about Cleveland? Cleveland is great. It's beautiful. Cleveland, we have a whole lot of things going on here. And I don't have to tell you that just from just you watching it, from you listening to me, from you seeing it. You may like pizza. Some of you may like soul food. And you may just like to eat. Well, here in Cleveland, we have a buffet of businesses. We got creators, leaders, entrepreneurs, everyone all in the mix. My name is Master Johnson, and this docu-series that you guys are about to see on the Cleveland businesses, it's going to be great. Can't wait.
That shit crazy, right? I got the grip on shit and it's way too tight. Q16 when I'm ripping, that green is all on me. No fuck boys cause no, they be telling. These hoes love me, boy, no question.
What's going on, world? This is Master Johnson, and I'm here with
I'm Rudy Duran. I am a videographer, photographer in Cleveland, Ohio. The best way to put it, so I don't have to tell you videographer, photographer, I'm a visual artist. Um, I mainly work out of Cleveland, Ohio. I do travel quite often, but not as often to say I'm a traveling photographer. But my business is here, been here, and it remains here. So Cleveland till I die. Woo, baby!
yes. Now, Rudy, how did you get started into this whole videography, photography? Like when you first picked up the camera, first picked up the.
Honestly, it wasn't my dream at all. It was my brother Curry's dream. So my brother Curry, he was down on his luck. He was going through a lot. He was going through college, no support, black man stuff. You feel me? He had to come home, and he wanted to be a music producer. So like being the brother I am, being the homie I am, I helped him with it. I'll help him buy speakers, all types of shit. You feel me? Had their own little thing. We meeting rappers, pretty cool. Everything was fun, and then he one day was like, I don't want to do it no more. And I was like, all right. It was just like after money and time put in. So a few weeks later, he like, I want to be a videographer. And I'm like, good, do that shit. But like me thinking as like seeing him just trying different stuff, I'm like, he seemed passionate about it. Let me join in with him. He'd be a videographer, I'll be a photographer. And that's how 30 in production started.
Okay.
That was the first thing. And over time, I fell in love with it because I feel like my greatest gift is my eye for detail before I even had started photography, and this is where it shines in videography. So like it was easily to be easily obtained and loved. And it was the first job I've ever had that people were happy to see. Like then like I learned how to fix cars at an early age. So no one's ever happy to call a mechanic at all. Like that is not a homie. That's not the
You gonna give them the quote prices like
yeah, and then, they're gonna pay it angrily mad. You're not an expense that they saved up they hard on time and money to pay for. They didn't expect their brakes to go out. They knew it would go one way, but it wasn't that day. You feel me? So it's yeah, that was probably what I fell in love with, the fact that it was the first job I've ever had that people were happy to see.
okay. Now you said they was happy to see you. Now when you work with your clients and they get that satisfaction from their photos, their videos, how does that make you feel when they post them, when they promote them?
Um,
That make you go harder?
use Most of my photography is for utility.
Mm-hmm.
So people need them to do things. It's like I sell deodorant. I need photos of my deodorant so I can sell.
Mm.
So like I really get the satisfaction when we win it. And when I say we win it, I mean the client, because they basically using my vision, my artwork, whatever I can create for them to try to generate income.
Mm.
You know, so like I know I'm doing my job when they come back. There's being is more products being sold. They're innovating. They're coming up with new products for me to take pictures of. They're doing Christmas sales. They're doing Valentine's Day sales. They thinking ahead of time. We making campaigns together to get them out there. That's when I realize I'm like I'm doing it right and I'm doing right by them. It's because they spending hard earned money on me to make money back. And if they don't get the money back, I didn't do my job. So that's when I get the satisfaction. We all rich as fuck, baby.
Right, right, right. I, I haven't heard that before. I mean, I've said it to myself before, but I haven't heard that. That's the first time I heard someone else say that out loud about their own product and service. As long as they're providing a service and to another person and they're making money back and they're getting that same clientele back. So that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. Um, it's a weird synergy because I am expensive. But like, you know, you can that first hump where people um I believe I'm the first photographer that a lot of clients have dealt with that has an opinion and like will literally tell you you're doing the wrong thing. And I would explain to them why in droves. So you're not wasting your money on me because your money being wasted on me is not going to get you the outcome that you want, which I means I can't do my job. So if your concept is off, like you sell hair, this is the common one I use. There's a lot of girls that started selling hair and lashes, stuff like that. They first photo shoot to let everybody know that they selling hair. They want to do a photo shoot with them naked, but their hair is like covering their body. Cool concept, but ain't that kind of counterproductive? You trying to sell hair? Why are you naked? You gonna get the likes and the comments to sell hair. Usually, when you naked and you get likes and comments, it's coming from men. Men not buying hair. Kind of counterproductive. It's like you're not even trying to reach the target audience. Yes, it's a great photo shoot, and I'm sure that you will look amazing in it. But it's not the route you need to take to truly make money unless you are an influencer already and you already amassed all these people wanting to be just like you because of your looks. And then your looks will sell you these said things to other women who want to be. But if you're not an influencer, it doesn't work. But a lot of people already see themselves as influencers. Got to break that down. Let them know like that ain't right, sis. We live in the real world, you know. And I gotta do that with a lot of men and they businesses too, like just people in general. Just to like get them a more business minded track on how visually they want their products to be seen, even themselves.
If someone's coming out like from out of town, let's say they just landed here and they looking to use your services, um, do you give them the same price that you would give someone here in the city, or is there city price and there's visitor price?
All my stuff is a la carte. So I don't care who you are, if you are a business, if you a person, like if you're buying set thing, it's the same price. And a lot of people get fucked up over that. Like they ruin their business by charging people with deeper pockets more money because they have deeper pockets. You know, stuff get around, people hear about that. You feel crazy if I charge you $200 for something I charge you $100 for. You feel like you would deserve two of them with the fucker. You know what I'm saying? But people would say like, oh, like he got money, he good, he be shining. Let me hit him with let me, about instead of having a set price, because if you have a set price on things, no matter what it is, you can come off quicker and more you can tell your prices quicker and you seem more genuine. And you don't have to keep remembering what you told people over time. Because if 15 people DM me today, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of them may book. But if I told them all different prices, if one of them asked my number and text me, I wouldn't know how much, you know. But when it's a set price, you already know what the price is. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be this. When you get to the shoot and they owe you the back end of it, you already know it's gonna be this because you charge this much, you know. Like, and it's a slow grind. Yeah, and you're not using your skill as a lick, but that's all a part of ethics, man. Like just because somebody else got more money don't mean you should charge them more.
Mm-hmm.
And then just because somebody has less money does not mean you should charge them less. You should charge, fucking charge, and just do business the right way. And you know, sometimes I feel like when you start moving your prices like that, you're not running a business, you hustling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just grabbing at whatever you can. Today is worth 1,500. Tomorrow I need that hot $50. You know, that's not cool. And when you show people that you're movable like that, it's gonna be hard not to people to not treat you like you movable. Like I rarely get people to haggle me for pricing because my pricing is the same all the time. You coming or not? Like if you can't do that, I know other photographers that can do it, and help, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's, so I don't no I don't move my prices like that. It's what it is what it is. And if I feel somebody trying to just like finagle in some way, I just stop responding to them. Like if it's a client trying to just, you know, figure out that the cheapest way for them to get my photography, but get what they need and want, and just constantly just trying to maneuver into a lower price, I don't deal with that.
Do you do payments with clients?
I do to book the shoot, and then the day of the shoot, I get the back.
Okay, so let's say a client is coming from out of town. They heard about you. They got family here, but they won't be here until the end of the month. Would you let them pay it off until they get here?
Um, I just like to do just
Half
a,
and 50-50?
yeah, like I don't really, I don't do weird payment arrangements. I don't even like people to pay me in 2 different ways. Like I don't want you to cash at me now and then later. You know, like you know, like let's keep like a regular like
Mm-hmm.
way
All
of
Zelle?
payment.
Or if it's all cash, or it's
Yeah,
cash app?
yeah, like it's like we gonna do the exact same thing. And I rarely take cash. I don't really take cash. I'm terrible with cash. That's on my part. But it's a lot easier to deal with internet money or money over line, you know, because it's easier to get and give when you need to. So if I don't or I can't make something, I don't want to do something. If you're giving me cash, that means I have to come find you to give you your money back. No, I can just hit that one and couple of buttons on Cash App, send it right to you. You don't gotta argue about anything, you know? We are C.L.E.
I come from down to earth. Want me to rip the city, but drag my name through the dirt. Pop a nigga where it hurt. R.I.P. put that pussy nigga on the shirt. Hella back, I couldn't make it to church. Wet white nigga quench your thirst. Thought I was done, but I'm still here like a curse. Try to stop me, it won't work. Fall down, I'm like the seasons. Underrated little bitch, but I'm fucking up Cleveland. Peeping bitches on the scene. I'm fucking with it just as long as them bitches ain't reaching. Quit the brag about a nigga. Whole time we all know the nigga out here cheating. High cheater, bitch, I'm cheesing. Cold world, but a bitch low key freezing. Booking these bitches who can't really rap, and I ain't gotta say much. You bitches know that niggas boost up your clout just to fuck you. That's facts, and I meant what I said, and I won't take it back. Been applying the pressure.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Maston, and I'm here today with
Peaches, owner of Goddess Dance and Fitness.
and Peaches. Tell us a little bit more about your business.
So what Goddess Dance and Fitness is a studio-based workout program that is based on body confidence and body positivity. So all we pretty much do is help everybody find the fiercest part of themselves and just bring that to the forefront. We bring in the sexy, we bring in the fit, we bring in the tone, we bring in the things thangin', we bring in it all. Okay, Goddess Dance and Fitness is dedicated to motivating women to just be in the very best version of themselves.
Okay, okay. And how long have you had this this business going?
So we've been going officially on paper, we've been going for 3 years, but I've been doing this for about 7 years. I've been teaching pole for 7, then I've been teaching recently heels for about 3.
Okay, okay. So have you ever been like a fitness trainer, or did you start?
I started off in the clubs. I started off working in the club. So I'm the pole goddess. And so what ended up happening,
Goddess.
yes. So what ended up happening was I got good. I got good fast, and I got good because I wanted to be good. And so when I figured out, like, I lost like 60 pounds, I ended up being like in the best physical fitness of my life. Okay. And I'm a cheerleader, used to dance in high school, danced in college. So like 6-pack, like I said, legs, thighs, all of that. And then I'm like, I could teach other people how to do this. And I'm a good teacher. Like, that's what I love to teach other people. So teaching other people how to do that just kind of came naturally because everybody was asking, can you teach me how to do that? And yeah, I can. And so Goddess Dance and Fitness was born.
Okay, okay. Now, how many of your clients that you take in, that are here based in Cleveland, and then some that are not based in Cleveland, like outside of, let's say, Toledo, Columbus, and then some that's fly in to Ohio?
I don't really have any like outside of Ohio clients. I got a lot, well, outside like the immediate Ohio. I got some clients in Detroit. I got some clients in PA. I got some clients in like Youngstown, Columbus,
Hmm.
around the city. Most of my clients are right here. Mostly like working the nursing field, working like regular jobs, regular just everyday women. And like I said, we get so caught up and jobs and kids and men and just trying to hold it all down that we lose ourselves a lot of time. And so, I mean, with Goddess Dance and Fitness, there is no more of that. So,
You would say this is a great stress reliever for people here in the
absolutely.
city in
Absolutely.
this time of poverty and depression.
Absolutely. Because we all need some time. We all need a way to let loose, a way to let go, a way to just forget about it for just a moment. And even though when you leave out of those doors, whatever those problems are that you had before you came in are still there, the bottom line is you got 2 hours or an hour or however long to just clear your head, clear your mind, be yourself, be free. And now you feel a little better about taking on whatever the issues are out in the world.
Okay, okay. Now, with this business being based in Cleveland, we have all these other businesses here in Cleveland. Um, do you feel that this really caters to what we have going on here right now?
It's so crazy. Cleveland, people don't know Cleveland to be artsy or to be a creative space. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That this is a city of medicine and construction and landscaping and engineering if you build buildings or, you know, if you ride the bus and you build train tracks or whatever. This is a very what's it called? Like blue collar type of job, type of place.
Hmm.
But Cleveland has such deep creative roots, and I think that so many people are tired of having to go to New York. No one wants to go to New York for a dance class. We really just want to dance. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to have to go to New York to sell a record. Like, we really just want to rap. Like, that's really just who we are as an arts community in this city, you know? And so I feel like giving people a space to do that it not only brings us all together, but it shows us that we are not alone in this space.
Hmm.
In the space of feeling downstrucken and impoverished or whatever, guess what? The same community that's feeling that way is the same community of people that you end up dancing next to.
Hmm.
Hey girl, you know what I'm saying? Going through the same struggle with you. got 5 kids blowing her phone up right now. That phone on do not disturb because I just want to be in this space in this moment. I just want to dance. Like literally it. And so I think that it brings the Cleveland community together. The people who the people who get it.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I agree. Um, you said something there where you said that the people in Cleveland, there's so much more to what people outside of Cleveland think of what this is. It's more of an artsy state. I mean, in city.
Yeah, absolutely.
When people think of Cleveland, they may just think of the landmarks, but there's more to us.
Absolutely.
It's a whole lot more to us.
And just working in every aspect of the different aspects of dance that I work in. I'm a majorette coach. I coach cheerleading and I teach heels. I'm a dancer. I'm a pole dancer. So all of these different aspects. And the one thing that they have that all of those things have in common is that people don't barely even know that they exist. You know what I'm saying? The regular world doesn't even realize the majorette influence that Cleveland has or the majorette community that Cleveland has, you know, doesn't realize the competitive cheerleading community that Cleveland has, doesn't realize the art, the visual arts space that Cleveland has. And it's so crazy because like I got kids and I be trying to find little summer camps for them, arts camps, creative camps, you know, and it's so crazy that there are not that many. There aren't that many. And if there aren't that many for kids, I can almost guarantee you there are none for adults. And so sometimes it can become disheartening because people just figure, well, I'll just take my talents elsewhere. But why? Just build it here. There's a community here for you. You just have to reach out and get it. So I just think that if more people understood like that there is an arts community here and they really just took it seriously and really looked, it's here.
Yeah, I believe it is here. It's just it's not out in the open. And some of the people who have these platforms, who have these ideas, these organizations, these events, these clubs, they don't know how to get it out to the masses of everyone because everyone is putting their attention to these other cities, these other states. So it'll start up maybe a month, maybe 3 months, maybe a year, and then you won't hear about it again. And I congratulate you since you said you've been doing this for about 7 years. That's a good term for a business.
Yeah, and it started from the ground up, teaching pole classes in my house. You know what I'm saying? With a little portable pole in my basement. Or it started off like teaching pole at other people's houses. Like I had a real portable pole, like I could go and like put it up, if you had the right kind of ceiling and everything. And that's literally how it started. Like, or like I said, how it started, how it kicked off was me being at work and everybody sitting there like this. I want her to teach me how to do that. Like, and so once I got down, it was, hey, can you teach me how to do that? And at first I wasn't even charging people. Like, I'll teach you how to do this real quick. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? And then after a while, I'm like, you really want to learn? You really want to get in? Let's do it. And then I didn't realize that there's a whole like foundation. There's a whole like society. There's a national like pole dancing association and all type of certificates and awards. And I'm like, I could definitely get involved in this. I could definitely get into this. And why not? Why not?
So when you say you first started and you got your first class, how big was like your first class of students? How did that make you feel? Like, okay, I got class.
Well, okay, so my first big pole class had 7 people in it. Okay, I cried at the end because I was really emotional because I'm like, that's so dope that 7 people want to come learn something from me. I was nervous, but it's like when you born to do something, you just do it, and it just be. And nervous, flutters, all of that aside, like got them stretched, taught them how to do this, taught them some floor work, by the end of it, everybody was happy. We was all sweating. It was hot, and they were happy. And I like, so what I do is I offer like a three modification guarantee. Like I guarantee if you come to even your first class, you go learn 3 things that you could do that day. Once you leave here, you can do these by yourself that day every time.
Mm.
Because it's a lot of things that people don't like. Pole dancing is not just climbing up a pole. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of other intricate things that go along with that. So, 3 modifications. You in there.
I only been to the strip club twice. So I've seen some pole dancing. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. It's intense. It gets very intense very quickly. But it's fun.
It looked fun.
It is. And it make you real strong. Wow.
You just had to do that.
Yeah, gun show on deck. Okay.
Okay. That's great. How we looking on time, bro?
About 12 minutes in, 13 minutes in. Yep, about 12, 13 minutes in.
Okay.
It's 1:47.
1:47?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I'm gonna ask one more question, and then we're gonna do the end part. Now with your clients that you have here right now, and you've been doing the business for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get received, like judgment or anything like that? Praises?
You mean like in like my clients or just people in general?
People in general. What are the downsides to?
I mean, I guess I do get recognized sometimes, but so it's weird because crossing over from being an exotic dancer and then like I'm a content creator on Instagram, and then now I'm like teaching pole classes and stuff like that. So I've never really had an issue with being received properly. I've had people who have preconceived misconceptions about me, of course, but that's just people in general. Nah. And then I try to like the aura that I try to give off to people is approachable. Like I want to be approachable to everybody, until you make it so that I'm unapproachable to you specifically. And so I try to just like, people have a tendency to just come and talk to me about things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. And so I don't think I really have any like negative, run-ins with people. I'm pretty sweet.
Okay.
So. And I think helping, like, I don't know. Like I've had people like fangirl out in front of me before. Like that's always a really, really wild place. Because you meeting somebody who is so excited to meet you. And it's like, I'm so regular. Like I'm so regular. And like they be really excited. And it's dope. I think it's dope. I ain't never had, like, once it happened the first couple of times, and this happened recently, I was like, oh, she was like, you is so, I'm like, thank you. Come here, girl, give me a hug. Like, I'm that person. So,
Okay. Cool. And then a new person, new model, or content creator, or someone who's just want to get into pole dancing, what advice would you give them when they just now starting?
As far as pole dancing is concerned, and I told this to all my clients, the first day is the hardest day. If you make it past the first day, you are winning. That is it. Because that first day, you go home, you go be sore, you go wake up the next morning. The moment you decide that you're going to continue to push forward, you've won, pretty much. Now it's just about getting the motivation to keep going. Hardest day is the worst day. Hardest day is the first day. As far as somebody just want to get into it, I just say just do it. Just do it. When I first started dancing, somebody asked me like, what you think yo people go say, what you think yo, and it's like, I could worry about that, but then who gonna pay these bills? You know what I'm saying? Who go follow my dreams for me? I could worry about that. I could be concerned about what somebody that I don't know has to say. And I grew up in the 80s. I roast people. So like I know what it feels like to be like that person that's awkward and weird and you know what I'm saying, and getting roasted. But at the end of the day, there's nothing you can say to me that's gonna make me do anything different. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't trying to throw hands, it don't make a difference. You know?
Okay.
So forget what they say, push forward. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got something to say, ask them if they go pay these bills or not. All right.
Okay.
And that's the bottom line.
All right.
What's up, y'all? This is Cleveland's own Peaches, the pole goddess, aka the owner and proprietor of Goddess Dance and Fitness. And we are C.L.E. And that's out.